Deep in the rivers of Colombia, far away from the African savanna, one of the most dangerous invasive species on Earth is multiplying, not because of science, not because of conservation, but because of a drug lord's fantasy. What began as a symbol of wealth during the cocaine empire of Pablo Escobar has become one of the strangest ecological disasters in modern history. Today, Colombia faces an impossible question. How do you stop an African megabeast that has already claimed a new kingdom? Welcome. If you are new here, please subscribe. Today on Nature Nexus, we are going to cover the story of the cocaine hippos. In the heart of Colombia, near the city of Medellin, lies the remain of a once infamous estate known as Hacienda Napolis. During the 1970s and 1980s, this luxurious ranch belonged to one of the most feared men in history, Pablo Escobar. Escobar was not satisfied with mansions, supercars, or private airstrips. He wanted something no ordinary millionaire could ever own. He wanted Africa. Inside Hacienda Napolis, Escobar built a private zoo filled it with exotic animals imported illegally from across the world. Animals such as elephants, giraffe, zebra, ostrich, antelopes, rhinoceros, and 4 hippopotamus, 1 male and 3 females. Now the question is, how do you import elephants and hippopotamuses illegally? At the time, nobody imagined those 4 animals would one day become the founders of the largest wild hippopotamus population outside of Africa. In 1993, Pablo Escobar was killed during a shootout with Colombian authorities. After his death, the Colombian government seized his properties. Most exotic animals were relocated to zoos and wildlife sanctuaries, except for the hippos. Transporting a hippopotamus is extremely dangerous and expensive. Adult male can weigh over 1,500 kilograms, and they are amongst the deadliest animals in Africa. Authorities decided to leave them behind. That decision changed Colombia forever. The hippos entered the rivers and wetlands connected to the Magdalene River basin, and then they found paradise. Unlike Africa, Colombia offered conditions almost perfectly suited for the explosive population growth. No natural predators. In Africa, hippo calves can fall prey to crocodiles, lion, and hyenas. In Colombia, there are no large predators to attempt that. Constant water availability. One of the limiting factors for hippos in Africa is water availability. Seasonal rainfall and drought affect their population. But in Colombia, the tropical climate removed that limiting factor. Practical example, in South Africa, the mean annual precipitation is 490 milliliters of rain. Unlike in Colombia, the world's wettest country, which has the mean annual precipitation of 3,240 milliliters per annum. Those are perfect habitat. Water availability is plentiful throughout the year. Abundant vegetation and little to no competition. The floodplains and wetlands offer endless grazing opportunities, unlike in the African savanna, where there is constant competition. Hippos share the same grazing felts as large herbivores like elephants, zebra, and buffaloes. From just 4 hippos in 1993, scientists estimate that the population has grown to well over 200 animals, with projections warning the numbers could reach thousands within decades if left unmanaged. Hippos can live up to 40 years in Africa, and they reach sexual maturity at around the ages of 6. They are known to having cubs every year. In a tropical paradise like Colombia, they might live even longer. These animals became internationally famous under a bizarre nickname, the cocaine hippos. Behind the internet memes lies a serious ecological crisis. Hippos are not only simple oversized herbivores, they are ecosystem engineers. And when they are introduced into an ecosystem that never evolved alongside them, the consequences can be devastating. Water pollution. Hippos spend much of their lives in water. They defecate directly into rivers and lakes, releasing enormous amount of organic waste. The African ecosystems, rivers evolved with hippos waste over millions of years. Native fish and aquatic systems adapted to these nutrient cycles. Colombian waterways are not adapted to this. Scientists began observing the following: increased nutrient loading, oxygen depletion in water, harmful algae blooms, change in aquatic chemistry. These processes can suffocate fish population and alter the entire freshwater ecosystems. Some researchers fear that the hippos could permanently reshape the Colombia's river ecology. Threats to native wildlife. Hippos are aggressively territorial. It's easy for them to displace native animals from riverbanks and wetlands. There are fears that animals such as manatees, capybara, river turtle, fish, and aquatic birds are likely to suffer. The major concern is not just competition for space, but ecosystem reshaping. Danger to humans. In Africa, hippos kill more people than any other large mammal. That's more than lions, more than crocodiles, more than elephants. It is estimated that they kill between 500 and 3,000 people per year. These figures can even be higher since most deaths occur in rural areas and not all are reported. Despite their calm appearance, they are very aggressive. As the Colombian populations expand and they get closer and closer to villages, dangerous encounters have been recorded. Fishermen and local residents now share waterways with massive territorial animals capable of outrunning humans on land. Some communities fear attacks are inevitable as populations spread further through the river systems. But here is where the story becomes even more complicated. Not everyone agrees that the hippos should be removed. Some scientists argue that hippos may have partially replaced ecological roles once filled by extinct megafaunas that disappeared from South America thousands of years ago. Other claims that the hippos have already become integrated into part of the ecosystem, and many locals have grown emotionally attached to them. Tourists travel especially to see these animals. Business benefits from the international attention. To some Colombians, the hippos are no longer invasive animals. They are part of Colombian identity. Vets tried surgical sterilization and chemical contraceptives, but that became expensive and very difficult to carry out. Relocation. Some hippos were transferred to sanctuaries and zoos overseas, but moving even a single hippo is an enormous logistical operation. Relocation alone could never solve this crisis. Culling. The most controversial option was lethal control. In 2009, authorities shot one male hippo, nicknamed Pepe. The backlash was immediate. Photos of the dead animals sparked outrage across Colombia and internationally. Public resistance made the large-scale culling politically explosive. Today, the hippos continue spreading throughout Colombia's waterways. Some scientists warn that they may eventually expand towards sensitive ecosystems connected to the greater Amazon basin. If that happens, one of the Earth's most diverse regions could face an invasive megafauna unlike anything in modern South American history. And the reality is, the longer the authorities wait, the harder the problem becomes. Because every year, more calves are born, more rivers are occupied, and the African giant pushes deeper and deeper into the continent where they do not belong. This is not just a story about Pablo Escobar. It is a warning about what happens when humans move species across continents without understanding the ramifications of their actions. Every ecosystem is like a clock, and every species is like a gear. Remove one or add one, the entire system begins to change. In Colombia, 4 hippos were introduced into the ecosystem. Now the entire nation is witnessing the ecological disaster unfolds. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please support my channel by subscribing, like, and share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Until we meet again, goodbye.